The morning before the gala, Remy asked her to help him with a school assignment. He brought it to the breakfast table the way he brought everything important, tucked under his arm, slightly crumpled, like it had been living in his bag for a day longer than it should have. He put it on the table next to his cereal bowl and smoothed it flat with his palm and said, without looking up, "We have to draw our family tree." She looked at the paper. It was a printed template. A tree outline with blank circles on the branches. Each circle had a label underneath it. Mother. Father. Siblings. Grandparents. Remy had already filled in some of them. Her name in the mother circle, written in his careful second-grade handwriting. Her mother's name in the grandmother circle. His own name at the bottom. The father circle was blank. He had his pencil in his hand and he was looking at it. Not upset. Just looking. The way he looked at math problems he did not yet have the tool to solve. "What do I put here?" he said. He pointed at the circle with the eraser end of the pencil. Not aggressively. Just practically. She sat down across from him. "You can put his name," she said. "Croft Malin." Remy looked at her. "But I don't know him." "You don't have to know someone to put their name on a family tree," she said. "A family tree is just information. It's not a feelings chart." He thought about this for a moment. Then he wrote the name carefully in the circle. Croft Malin. Each letter deliberate. He looked at it for a second. Then he picked up his cereal spoon and went back to breakfast like the conversation had concluded. She sat at that table for a long time after he left for school. The family tree assignment still on the table. His bowl rinsed and in the drying rack because he always rinsed his own bowl, had done it since he was 5, one of the small domestic dignities she had taught him early. The name Croft Malin in a circle on a branch. Written by a 7-year-old who had never met the person the name belonged to. Written in the careful handwriting of a child who had learned not to make a big thing of the empty spaces in his life because his mother had always made sure the spaces that were filled so completely that the empty ones were just facts rather than wounds. She had worked very hard to give him that. The ability to write a stranger's name in a circle and go back to his cereal. That evening she put on a dress she had bought with her first real bonus and went to the Harper & Cole charity gala. And she walked across the lobby. And Croft Malin was standing 20 feet away in a charcoal suit with a glass in his hand laughing at something the man beside him said. And he turned. And his eyes found hers. And the laugh stopped. Act 2. Her body recognized him before her mind caught up. A cold tightening across her chest. Her feet slowing without her telling them to. The noise of the room dropping to a low hum underneath the single loud fact that Croft Malin was standing in the same room as her for the first time in 7 years. He had not moved. Neither had she. She made herself breathe. Then she made herself walk. Not toward him. Toward the registration table on the left side of the lobby. She had a name badge to collect. She had a reason to be here. She gave the woman at the table her name. Laura Vess. She found it, handed her her badge, smiled. She clipped the badge to her dress. Her hands were steady. She was turning toward the main hall when he said her name. Laura. Same voice. A little lower now. More settled into itself. The same voice that had told her to wait at a bus stop 7 years ago like it was a sentence that explained everything. She turned around slowly. He was closer than 20 feet. He had crossed the lobby while her back was turned. Croft always moved when you weren't watching him. That was the thing she had forgotten. He looked good. She noted it the way you note an inconvenient fact. Broader in the shoulders. His face had lost the boyish softness. He looked like a man who had made decisions and lived inside them comfortably. Like a man who had not spent 7 years losing sleep. I thought that was you, he said. Croft, she said. His name in her mouth felt like a word from a language she had deliberately let herself forget. You look, he started. I know, she said. He pressed his lips together. A flicker of something moved across his face. The expression of someone who had prepared for many possibilities and not prepared for this one. "Are you here with the Harper Group?" he asked. "I'm here with my company," she said. "We sponsored the East Wing of the gala." Something shifted in his eyes. A recalibration. He had walked up here with one version of her already assembled in his mind and was now having to take it apart and start over. "What company?" he asked. "VES Consulting," she said. "Non-profit development programs across the state." He nodded slowly. "Buying time." "That's impressive," he said. She did not say thank you. "Laura." Softer this time. With more weight. The voice of someone about to say something they have been carrying. "Don't," she said. He stopped. "Whatever you are about to say," she said, "this is not the place." I have people waiting for me inside," she said. And she walked away. She walked through the tall doors into the main hall and found her company's table and sat down and pressed both hands flat against the tablecloth and held them there until they stopped shaking. Her colleague Docell leaned over. "You okay?" "You went a little pale." "Fine," she said. "Just needed a second." She picked up the water glass and drank half of it and made herself look around the room. But underneath every thought she was having, one thing was running on a loop. Her purse was on the table in front of her. And inside it was Remy's school photo from September. The one where he is 7 years old and grinning with his missing front tooth and wearing the blue sweater she bought him for picture day. The one she carried everywhere because she was that kind of mother. The photo of a boy with Croft's exact jawline. Croft's exact eyes. Croft's exact ears, slightly too large for his face in a way that would even out by the time he was 12. A boy Croft had never seen. A boy Croft did not know existed. Because she had made a decision 7 years ago, sitting in her mother's car on the way back from that bus stop, that she was not going to chase that man down to tell him he was a father. If he wanted to know his child, he could come back. He could show up. He could be the kind of man who deserved to know. He had not come back. But now he was in this room. And Remy's picture was in her purse. And she knew, with a certainty she could not explain, that this night was not over. The gala ended at 10. She stayed until the last hand was shaken because leaving early would have felt like running, and she had stopped running from things a long time ago. When she walked back through the main lobby toward the exit, he was there. Not waiting exactly. Sitting in one of the lobby chairs, his jacket over his knee, his phone face down on the armrest. A man who had decided to stay. He stood when he saw her. She almost kept walking. The exit was 30 feet away. Instead she stopped. "There's a coffee place 2 blocks down," he said. "Still open." 30 minutes. The word no was right there. Fully formed. "Ready." 20 minutes, she said. The coffee place was quiet. We sat across from each other at a small table near the window. He had ordered black coffee. She had ordered nothing. "You built something real," he said. "Yes," she said. "I did. VES Consulting." "How long?" "For years registered. 2 years before that as a sole contractor." He did the math. 6 years. 1 year after the bus stop. "You didn't waste any time," he said. Something moved through her. Thin and precise. "I couldn't afford to," she said. He heard it. Looked down at his cup. Said nothing. "Where did you go?" She said. "After Atlanta," he said. 3 months later. Logistics company. Worked my way up. Started my own operation 6 years ago. 6 years ago. 1 year after the bus stop. We had both started building in the same year. In opposite directions. He was circling something. She could feel it. the conversation making small talk shapes around the edge of something neither of them had named. "Laura," he said. "Croft," she said back. "I owe you an apology." "You don't have to do this," she said. "I do," he said. "I panicked that night." "I know that's not enough of an explanation. I was 25 with nothing. No savings. No plan. Every time I looked at you and the baby I felt a terror I didn't know how to live inside of. And instead of saying that I walked around a corner and kept walking." "You were scared," she said. "Yes. I was scared too," she said. "I was 23 with a dead phone and a newborn in the rain. But I didn't walk away." "No," he said. "You didn't. So fear is a description," she said. "Not an explanation." "You're right," he said. "The explanation is that I was a coward. There's no other word that's accurate." She let that sit. "Are you in therapy?" she asked. He blinked. "I was. For about 2 years. Starting 4 years ago." "What did it change?" she said. "It changed how honest I was willing to be with myself," he said. "It didn't change what I did. Nothing changes that." Outside a cab went by, its yellow light blurred by fog on the glass. "You said children deserve serious commitments," he said. Carefully. Her hand was resting 2 inches from her purse. "I did say that," she said. "Laura." Lower now. More careful. After. Was there? Was everything okay? With the baby? The baby? He knew about the pregnancy. He had been at the ultrasound. He had painted the bedroom wall the wrong shade of yellow and they had laughed about it for a week. What he did not know was that the baby had a name. That the baby was 7 years old. That the baby had his jaw and his ears and the exact way of tilting his head when he was thinking hard about something. That the baby had grown into a boy who had written Croft Malin in a circle on a family tree that morning and gone back to his cereal. She looked at Croft across the table. And she picked up her purse. And she felt the weight of Remy's school photo inside it. "He's fine," she said. Not he was fine. Not the baby was fine. He. She watched Croft's face. He. The shift from past to present. From the baby to he. The single syllable that collapsed 7 years into one irreversible fact. Croft went very still. He repeated. "Yes," she said. The color changed in his face. A quiet draining. Something pulled out from underneath him that he had not known was holding him up. "How old?" he said. 7, she said. The word hit him like something physical. She watched his jaw tighten and his eyes go somewhere private and painful. She stood up. Put her coat on. Picked up her purse. "I have to get home," she said. He looked up at her from the table. And for the first time since the lobby, Croft Malin looked exactly like what he was. A man who had just understood the full weight of what he walked away from. She left him sitting there. She drove home on autopilot. Her hands on the wheel. Every traffic light and turn happening correctly without conscious direction. Because the part of her brain that handled driving had taken over while the rest of her sat still and tried to process the 2 words she had just handed to a man who had not earned them. "He's fine." She had not planned to say it. She had sat down at that table to receive his apology and leave. Instead she had cracked something open. She got home, let herself in, put her keys in the bowl. Stood in the hallway in her coat and her dress doing nothing. The apartment was quiet. Remy was at her mother's. She took out his school photo and sat on the edge of the bed and looked at it for a long time. Gap-toothed grin. Blue sweater. His father's jaw doing exactly what his father's jaw did when the owner of it was pleased about something. She put it face down on the nightstand and went to wash her face. At 7:15 the next morning her phone rang. Unknown number. Laura. Croft's voice. Quiet. A person who had also been awake since 2. How did you get this number? The Gala program. Vest Consulting's contact line. It forwarded. It's 7 in the morning, Croft. I know, he said. I'm sorry. I need to ask you something. Ask. Is he mine? Not a question. A statement in a question shape. Because he already knew. Yes, she said. The silence lasted long enough that she checked the screen to see if the call had dropped. It hadn't. What's his name? He said. The most human question possible. Not the logistics or the legalities. Just what's his name? The question that said regardless of everything else she wanted to know who he was. She had not expected that to be the thing that got to her. But it did. Remy, she said. His name is Remy. She heard him exhale. Long and slow. Remy, he repeated. Like something being carefully held for the first time. He's in 2nd grade, she said. He's healthy. He likes building things and hates losing at board games, and he has a loose tooth that has been loose for 3 weeks and refuses to come out. She had not meant to say all of that. It came like water through a crack. All the small ordinary details she had been carrying alone for 7 years with nobody to tell them to. Croft was quiet. But a different kind of quiet. Fuller. Heavier. I'm not going to ask you to forgive me, he said. I'm not going to ask for anything right now. I just need you to know that I understand what I did. Not in a general way. In a specific way. I understand that there was a little boy growing up without a father because I was too afraid to stay. And that you carried all of it. Alone. She said nothing. That's all, he said. That's the one thing. I need time, she said. Before anything else. I need to think. Take whatever you need, he said. I'm not going anywhere. An interesting choice of words from a man whose defining characteristic had been going somewhere. I'll be in touch, she said. She ended the call. She had a son to pick up. Everything else could wait until she had figured out how to protect him from all the ways this could go wrong. Her mother knew something was wrong the moment she walked through her door. She looked at her from the kitchen doorway, dish towel in her hand, and said nothing. Just stepped aside to let her in. Remy was at the dining table with a bowl of cereal and a library book propped open against the sugar bowl. Still in yesterday's clothes. Sneakers on the wrong feet. Mama. He looked up and grinned. Grandma let me have 2 bowls. I can see that, she said. She sat across from him and watched him read, his finger moving under the words, his lips moving slightly on the harder ones. Completely inside what he was doing. No half measures. He got that from her. 3 days earlier his teacher had sent home a folder with his completed work from the week. Math worksheet. Spelling test. And at the bottom, the family tree assignment. He had filled in the father circle. Croft Malin. Written carefully. And underneath the name, in smaller letters, as if he had added it as an afterthought, as if it was simply a fact worth noting, not here yet. Not here yet. Not gone. Not absent. Not missing. Not here yet. She had sat at the kitchen table at 11 o'clock at night holding that piece of paper and feeling something she could not fully name. The specific quality of being undone by 3 words written by a 7-year-old who had decided, entirely on his own, that the empty space in his life was temporary rather than permanent. He had given the empty space a yet. And she had not given him that. He had come to it himself. Which meant the question was not whether Remy needed this. The question was what kind of mother she was going to be about it. Her mother cornered her in the kitchen while Remy changed his clothes. I saw Croft last night, she said. I told him about Remy. She put down the dish she was drying. How much, she said. His name. His age. That he's healthy. He called this morning. I confirmed he's the father. She turned and looked out the window at the backyard. The bird feeder she kept stocked even in winter. What do you want? She asked. Not what does Remy need. Not what are you going to do. What do you want? I want there to be a clear right thing I can see and do and be done with, she said. But, she said. But Remy wrote not here yet on his family tree, she said. And I can't unknow that. Her mother was quiet for a moment. You're not responsible for making that man a father, she said. You're responsible for protecting your son. Those might be the same thing, she said. Depending on how it goes. She looked at her with the expression she reserved for moments when she had said something she did not fully agree with but recognized as genuinely considered. You always were too fair, she said. Remy came back into the kitchen with his shoes on the correct feet, his backpack over one shoulder. Ready, he announced. Ready, she said. She met Croft at a park near her office. Neutral ground. She got there 5 minutes early and sat facing the entrance. He arrived exactly on time. Jeans, a dark grey pullover, clean sneakers. No watch. Just a man trying to show up without armor. He sat on the same bench, leaving a full person's width between them. I need you to answer honestly, she said. Not helpfully. Not in the way that makes you look best. If I feel like you're performing, this conversation ends. Okay, he said. Why did you really leave that night? He did not hesitate. Because I was 25 and I had nothing. Every time I looked at you and the baby, I felt a terror I didn't know how to live inside of. And instead of saying that, I walked around a corner and kept walking. You were scared, she said. Yes. I was scared too, she said. I was 23 with a dead phone and a newborn in the rain. But I didn't walk away. No, he said. You didn't. So fear is a description, she said. Not an explanation. The explanation is that I was a coward, he said. There is no other accurate word. She let that sit. Tell me about your life now, she said. Practically. He told her. Apartment 20 minutes away. Freight company downtown. Trusted team. Mother 40 minutes out, sees her every week. 2 close friends from Atlanta. No criminal record. Do you want to be in Remy's life? She said. Not theoretically. Tuesday evenings and alternate weekends and school plays and stomach bugs and arguments about bedtime. All of it. Yes, he said. All of it. Why should I believe that, she said. Given your history. You shouldn't, he said. Not yet. Set whatever terms you need and watch me meet them or fail them. I'm not asking you to trust me. I'm asking for the chance to become trustworthy. Remy doesn't know about you, she said. What I tell him, when I tell him, how I tell him is entirely my decision. You don't get a vote. Understood, he said. If you come into his life and leave again, she said, and she kept her voice very even, you will do damage that I will spend years repairing. I have raised a secure, happy child without you. That is not a small thing. I will not have it dismantled by someone who decides 6 months in that it is too complicated. I won't leave, he said. You said wait 5 minutes once, she said. He absorbed it without deflecting. Yes, he said quietly. I did. So you understand why those 3 words mean nothing to me right now? Yes, he said. I do. This is not about us, she said. That door is closed. What I feel toward you now is nothing that gets in the way of doing right by Remy. But it is also nothing that creates any other kind of possibility. I heard you, he said. I'll be in touch about a meeting, she said. Within 2 weeks. She stood. He stood a half second after her. Laura, he said. She stopped. Thank you, he said. For not shutting the door completely. You don't know yet what it cost, she said. But you're going to spend a long time learning. She walked to her car. She told Remy on a Wednesday. Popcorn night. Television off. He pulled his knees to his chest and waited. I want to talk to you about your dad, she said. He went very still. Not scared still. Listening still. Is he dead? He asked. No, she said immediately. He lives here in the city. I told him about you recently. He didn't know for a long time. Remy's brow furrowed. How come he didn't know? When you were born, your dad and I were not doing well together, she said. We were both very young and we didn't handle things the way we should have. He made choices that weren't good choices. And the result was that he wasn't around while you were growing up. Was it my fault? He said. No, she said. Immediately. Firmly. It was never your fault. Not for one single second. He nodded. Absorbing it. Is he nice? He asked. I think he's trying to be, she said. I think he understands that he made mistakes and wants to do better. But I don't know him well enough to tell you for certain. That's partly why I want you to meet him. So you can see for yourself. What if I don't like him? He said. Then we talk about it and figure out what to do, she said. Nothing is locked in. You always have a say. He pulled at a loose thread on the cushion. Thinking hard. Does he want to meet me? He asked. Yes, she said. Very much. Okay, he said. Just that. Okay, you want to meet him? She said. Yeah. He reached into the popcorn bowl. Can we watch the documentary now? The meeting happened on a Saturday at the Children's Science Museum. Croft was waiting outside the main entrance. Jeans and a simple jacket. No markers of the freight company or the gala. Just a man standing outside a science museum trying very hard not to look like he was trying very hard. Remy saw him before she announced anything. Looked up at the man. Then up at her. Is that him? Remy said. Yes, she said. Remy looked back at Croft. Croft had seen them. He had gone very still. Because he was seeing Remy for the first time. In one unguarded moment, understanding the full 7 years of what he had missed. The specific size and shape and reality of the person he had not been there for. There was no managing that expression. It came from somewhere too deep. He blinked. Composed himself. But not quickly enough. Hi, Remy said. Hand extended. Croft looked at the small extended hand and something moved across his face she did not have a name for. He reached down and shook it. Hi, Croft said. His voice slightly unsteady. I'm Croft. I'm Remy, Remy said. Do you like the Science Museum? I've never been to this one, Croft said. Remy's eyes went wide with the energy of someone given an unexpected mission. They moved through the exhibits. Space room. Fossil room. Weather room, where Remy insisted Croft try the tornado machine and laughed when water caught his jacket sleeve. Croft laughed too. And for just a second the resemblance between them was so stark and so sudden that she had to look away. At lunch in the museum cafe, Remy had a grilled cheese and talked about his class, about a complicated boy named Birch, about the tooth still refusing to come out. Have you tried tying a string to it? Croft said. Remy looked at him. That's not a real thing, Remy said flatly. It is, Croft said. Old method. You tie one end to the tooth and the other end to a door handle, Anne. That sounds made up, Remy said. And also painful. Croft looked at her. She said nothing. She was not going to help him with this one. You're right, Croft said. It does sound painful. Bad idea. Forget I said it. Remy considered him for a moment with the specific evaluative gaze he used on things he had not yet decided about. My friend Birch tried it, Remy said finally. It didn't work. His tooth is still there. So we were both wrong, Croft said. Remy looked at him. Then he laughed. Not the full laugh yet. A smaller one. The kind that comes when someone loses gracefully and a 7-year-old respects it. Croft told him about the go-kart made from his grandmother's wheelchair. Remy burst into the full laugh. The one that took over his whole face. Croft watching it happen with an expression she recognized from her own mirror. The helpless tenderness of a parent watching their child laugh. He looked up and his eyes met hers across the table. Neither of them said anything. It was on the walk back through the space room that Remy stopped in front of the solar system display and looked at it for a moment and then looked up at Croft with the directness he used for questions he had been holding for a while. "Why didn't you want me before?" he said. The question landed in the room like something dropped from a height. Croft went still. She went still. Remy was looking at him with the open, uncomplicated gaze of a child who genuinely wants to know. No accusation in it. No performance. Just the question. The real one. The one underneath all the smaller ones he had asked through lunch and the exhibits and the tornado machine. Croft looked at him for a moment. Then he crouched down so he was at Remy's level. She watched him decide how to do this. "I was scared," Croft said. "And when I got scared I made a very bad choice. I left when I should have stayed. And that was wrong. It had nothing to do with you. You were a baby. Babies don't make adults make bad choices. Adults make bad choices because they don't know yet how to be brave enough." Remy looked at him steadily. Processing. "Were you brave enough now?" Remy said. Croft held his gaze. "I'm trying to be," he said. "That's why I'm here." Remy looked at him for another second. Then he looked at the solar system display. "Jupiter has 79 moons," he said. "I think that's too many." Croft looked at her over Remy's head. And she looked back at him. And she saw it. Not relief. The expression of a man who had just been asked the hardest question of his life by a 7-year-old and had answered it truthfully and survived it. On the way home Remy was quiet for 10 minutes. Then, "Mama." "Yeah," she said. "I think he was telling the truth," he said. "About being scared." "What makes you think that?" she said. "Because he looked like how I look," Remy said, "when I tell the truth about something hard." "Yeah," she said quietly. "I think he was too." Remy looked out the window. "Okay," he said. The weeks that followed were careful ones. Croft showed up. Every arrangement they made he kept. Every time. Not almost every time. Every time. Tuesday evenings at the park where Remy had adopted a specific bench as his personal headquarters and from which he directed activities including rock collection, cloud identification, and an ongoing project to teach Croft the names of every bird that came through the area. Croft learned the birds. He actually learned them. Downloaded an identification app, used it, showed up the following Tuesday knowing the difference between a house finch and a purple finch, which Remy considered extremely important. Within 3 weeks Remy was saving things up for Tuesday. Interesting facts. Small events from the school week. He started a notebook. Small and green. She found it on the kitchen counter one morning and saw the cover. Things to tell Daniel. And underneath, a small drawing of a bird. She put it back exactly where she found it. 5 weeks in, Croft asked if he could take Remy to a football game. He called to ask. Explained the plan. Gave her the stadium name, the seat numbers, his car registration, the entrance he would use. She had not asked for any of that. He offered it. She said yes. Remy was incandescent for 4 days. He decided which team to support based on the color of their uniforms and the name of their best player, which he felt sounded trustworthy. He asked her to braid his hair differently that morning for a more appropriate football atmosphere. She braided his hair. She watched Croft's car pull up from the window. Watched Remy run down the front path with his jacket half on. watched Croft hold the door open and say something that made Remy laugh before he had even finished climbing in. The apartment was quiet after the car pulled away. She made tea. Sat at the kitchen table. Did something she almost never did on a Saturday, which was nothing. Just sat in the quiet of her own apartment and let the strangeness of this new life settle around her. Croft sent a photo during the third quarter. Slightly blurry, taken at an angle that suggested he was not entirely comfortable with selfies. He and Remy in the stadium seats, Remy mid-shout about something on the field, Croft looking at him with an expression he had clearly not known was being photographed. The expression of someone watching something they cannot believe they get to witness. She looked at the photo for a long time. Then she put the phone down and finished her tea. 3 weeks after the football game, Croft asked to meet her. Without Remy. He said there was something she needed to know and he wanted to be the one to tell her rather than have her find out another way. That last part. Rather than have her find out another way. She met him at the same park. He was there before her, sitting forward, elbows on his knees, hands clasped. The posture of someone who had been preparing. "Tell me," she said. "My company is in acquisition talks," he said. "Larger logistics group. Significant deal. As part of the legal review, my lawyer needed a full accounting of personal circumstances. Dependents. Family obligations." She went still. "I listed Remy," he said, "as my son. A dependent I intend to formally recognize and support. I wanted you to know before anything arrived officially. Before you heard it from anyone other than me." "What does formally recognize mean?" she said. "Legal paternity," he said. "Not to create a custody arrangement you haven't agreed to. Not to take anything from you or disrupt what you've built. But because he is my son. And if anything ever happened to me, I want him protected. Without legal recognition he would have no claim. No security from my estate. Nothing. And I'm not willing to leave him exposed like that." She looked at the duck pond. "You did this without asking me first," she said. "I listed him with my lawyer," he said. "Nothing is filed publicly yet. I'm telling you now so you can be part of what happens next." He looked at the pond for a moment. "I did not lose you," he said. "Either of you. I abandoned you. Those are not the same thing, and I am done letting myself use the softer word." He looked back at her. "Every year of his life is a year I have no right to claim," he said. "I am not here trying to claim it. I am here making sure that the years I do show up for are ones he can count on. That is the only thing I can actually do. And I am doing it." The words landed and stayed. Not because they were eloquent. Because they were accurate. Because they named exactly what had happened without softening it or excusing it or asking anything in return. "I need a week," she said. "Take whatever you need," he said. She stood up. And for the first time since the gala, since the coffee shop, since the park bench and the science museum and the football game and the green notebook on the kitchen counter, she sat in her car and she did not need 10 minutes before she started the engine. She started it immediately. And something that had been braced inside her for 7 years released. Very quietly. The way a thing releases when the work it was bracing against is finally, actually, done. The legal paternity was established 6 weeks later. She had called her own lawyer first. She reviewed Croft's paperwork. Told her it was clean. No hidden provisions. No custody claims beyond what they had verbally agreed to discuss. No attempt to leverage anything. "He's done this correctly," she said. "Which means either he has a very good lawyer or he actually means what he says." "Or both," she said. "Or both," she agreed. She signed what needed to be signed. She did not change Remy's name immediately. But she did not close the door on it either. She told Remy on a Wednesday. Popcorn night. She explained it simply. There was a paper now that said officially, legally, that Croft was his dad. Remy ate popcorn through most of this. "Was there a paper before?" he asked. No, she said. And now there is. Yes. He thought about it. Does that mean he's more my dad than before? He said. It means the world knows what you already know, she said. He considered this. Okay, he said. Can we watch the documentary? She handed him the remote. And she sat beside him with the popcorn bowl between them and felt something she did not have a precise word for. Peace was too simple. Relief was too small. It was closer to the feeling of having carried something very heavy for a very long time and finally being allowed to put it down. Not because someone else took it, but because you had carried it far enough. Because you had gotten where you were going. The final conversation with Croft happened on a Friday evening. Remy was at her mother's. Croft came to the apartment. He sat at the kitchen table, the same table where she had made every decision alone for 7 years. He looked around the kitchen. The drawings on the refrigerator. The growth chart penciled on the door frame. 7 years of lines and dates in her handwriting climbing upward. The entire physical record of a child growing up. Right there on a door frame in a kitchen he had never been in. He looked at it for a long moment. Then he looked at the kitchen counter. The green notebook was there. Things to tell Daniel. Remy had left it that morning, probably planning to take it to Tuesday's park visit and forgetting it the way he forgot things, with the complete unbothered ease of a child who lived in the present tense. Croft looked at it. He did not pick it up. He did not open it. He just looked at it. And she watched something happen on his face that had no performance in it at all. The specific expression of a man confronted with the physical evidence of a life lived entirely without him. Not the abstract knowledge of 7 years. The concrete fact of a small green notebook filled with things a boy had been saving up to tell him. Things that had accumulated week by week, Tuesday by Tuesday, in the handwriting of a child who had decided his father was worth keeping a record for. He pressed his lips together. Looked at the table. When he looked up his eyes were steady but the effort of keeping them that way was visible. I want to say something, he said. And then not belabor it because you've heard enough of my words and what you're watching now is whether they match anything real. Okay, she said. I spent a long time becoming someone who could make money, he said. Who could build a company. And I told myself those things were the shape of a good man. That if I succeeded enough it would cover the other thing. She said nothing. It doesn't, he said. There is no amount of success that covers what I did. I'm not here asking for that equation to work. I'm here because there is a 7-year-old boy who keeps a notebook of things to tell me. And because there is a woman who sat at a bus stop with nothing and built something extraordinary. And because whatever I can be going forward I want to be it in full view of both of those things. She looked at him. I'm still watching, she said. Whether you showed up for the wrong reasons. Whether this falls apart 6 months from now. I'm still watching. I know, he said. I'm not asking you to stop. Then I want to tell you something, she said. He waited. The night I was at the bus stop, she said. After I understood you weren't coming back. I made myself a promise. Sitting there in the rain with Remy against my chest. I promised that I was not going to let that moment be the defining one. That I was not going to spend my life being the woman who was left. That it was going to be the beginning of something and not the end. Croft was very still. And it was, she said. It was the beginning of everything I built. Of who I became. Of Remy. Of all of it. I know, he said quietly. So I need you to understand something, she said. You did not return to a broken life. There is no broken life here. There is a finished one. A complete one. Built entirely without you. What you are being offered, the chance to be part of this, it is not a rescue. It is not a repair. It is an addition. Something added to something already whole. And if you ever confuse those two things, this ends. He held her gaze. I understand that, he said. More than you know. We sat in silence for a moment. His eyes went back to the green notebook on the counter. He looked at it for a long time. And she let him look. Because that was the right thing. To let him sit with the full weight of what was in that notebook. Every Tuesday. Every saved-up fact about birds and planets and loose teeth and complicated boys named Birch. Everything Remy had decided was worth keeping for him. All of it accumulated in a small green notebook on a kitchen counter because a 7-year-old boy had decided, entirely on his own, that his father was worth filling pages for. Croft had not earned that notebook. He had not been there for a single page of it. And looking at Croft looking at that notebook, she understood that this was the thing money could not fix. The thing the freight company and the acquisition deal and the legal paternity paperwork could not touch. 7 years of a green notebook he would never get to read from the beginning. That was the cost. Real and permanent and not going anywhere. And they were choosing forward anyway. Remy lost the tooth the following Tuesday morning. Not from an apple. From a piece of toast at breakfast. The tooth that had survived 6 weeks of wiggling simply came out quietly into ordinary toast on an ordinary Tuesday. He came running into the kitchen holding it between his fingers with the expression of someone who has witnessed a miracle. "Mama! It came out!" She looked at the small tooth in his hand. "It did," she said. He looked at it for a moment. Then he picked up her phone from the counter. "Can I call Croft?" he said. He said to tell him when it happened. She looked at her son. A 7-year-old boy at a kitchen table on a Tuesday morning wanting to call his father about a tooth. The most ordinary thing in the world. "Yes," she said. "Call him." He dialed. The line connected. And her son said, his voice bright and unhesitating, "Croft." Croft, it came out. The tooth. It came out in toast. She heard, faintly through the phone, the sound of Croft laughing. She turned back to the stove. And she let herself smile. Just for the boy at the table. The boy who had arrived in the world at a bus stop in the rain. 1 week old. Held against the chest of a woman with a dead phone and $42 and no idea what happened next. Who had grown into someone steady and curious and full of green notebooks and wrong-footed sneakers and the complete unguarded trust of a child who had been loved consistently and well. Who had written "not here yet" in a circle on a family tree and waited without panic for the yet to arrive. That was what 7 years of getting up and doing it again looked like. Not a rescue. Not a return. Just a finished life. And a boy on the phone telling his father about a tooth. That was enough. That had always been enough.